YouTube. I'm just gonna get this out the way. Y'all gonna be mad at me because we just thought of something awesome. We're going to be reading 1001 Things Everyone Should Know About African American History. We're gonna be doing 5 random facts a day. Just to go ahead and break this down to y'all. This is separated into six chapters. 6 parts, my fault. So, part 1 is the Great Migration. Part 2, Civil Rights and Politics. Part 3, African Americans in the Military. Part 4, Culture and Religion. Part 5, Invention, Science, and Medicine. And last but not least, part 6, Sports. So, I'm just going to be opening up this book. I've read it already. Read it. Lovely book. Lovely facts. Love it. But we're just going to be reading 5 random facts a day to y'all. So I hope y'all enjoy. And I'm just going to open it up. First thing I lay my eyes on, I will read and mark it off. Number 490, Martin Luther King Day. In 1983, musician Stevie Wonder successfully led a campaign to have Martin Luther King's birthday declared a national holiday. On November 2nd, in a dramatic White House Rose Garden ceremony, President Ronald Reagan signed the King Holiday Bill. The first celebration of the holiday took place on January 15, 1986, but some states, such as Arizona and New Hampshire, refused to make King's birthday a state-observed holiday. After these states lost millions of dollars in tourism and convention money because of well-coordinated boycott, New Hampshire became, in 1993, the last state to adopt the King holiday. Damn, New Hampshire. In January 1995, President Bill Clinton declared Martin Luther King's birthday to be a federal holiday. But even some states that adopted the holiday did so only by combining celebrations of King's birthday with those of others. For example, in Virginia, the holiday is officially known as Lee Jackson King Day, an amalgam, I'm gonna say that's probably wrong, that ironically linked the celebration of America's most successful desegregationists with those who fought to defend slavery. That is fact number 490 out the way. Damn, that took a lot. That was a long passage. I forgot how long that was. I need something to mark this off with, though. Damn. Yeah, I need shotgun. Hold on. I was confused. Dang, where the hell is that? Do I have no... I literally have no pens in my room. I'll be back. So let's go ahead. We're going to mark off 490. That's done. We're going to close the book. Close the book. Where we at? It looks like we are going to be talking about Adam Clayton Powell Jr., the son of the founder of the AB. Boy, I need to learn how to say some of these words, because son. Y'all tell me how to say this. ABYSSININ. Baptist Church in Harlem. Adam Clayton Powell Jr. was a graduate of Cornell University, the pastor of his father's church, and in 1944, the first representative elected to Congress from Harlem. Shout out, Adam. Powell used his congressional seat, which he held for over 24 years, as a bully pulpit for improved civil rights for Americans. He pressured several presidents and members of Congress to pass substantial civil rights. substantial civil rights legislations and criticized them for weak compromise bills that were eventually passed. As a leftward leaning politician, Powell brought national attention to the economic conditions of the black and white workers in America. During the 1950s and 1960s, he worked closely with civil rights organizations such as the NAACP, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Community, and CORE, and supported such efforts as the national boycott against five and dime stores that refused to serve African Americans at lunch counters in the South. His greatest contribution came after he became, in 1961, chairman of the Committee of Education and Labor in the House of Representatives, where he used his position to promote anti-poverty legislation and block the proposals of others who did not support civil rights programs. He also supported legislations for the expansion of educational and artistic opportunities, proposing a national foundation of the arts and humanities in the 89th Congress. But Powell's flair for expensive travel and flamboyant living, often paid for by government funds, led to his expulsion from the Congress in 1969 after a 2-year stint. In the Bahamas. He was re-elected to Congress by his constituents after the Supreme Court ruled his expulsion unconstitutional. But in 1970, a Harlem newcomer, Charles Rangel, defeated Powell in the Democratic primary by 150 votes and ended the legendary congressman's political career. He died of complications from prostate surgery on April 4th, 1972, having been African America's most outspoken congressman. Shout out my boy Adam Clayton Jr. AJ. That's fact number 2 down. Book close. What we gonna get into today? Number 307. This gonna sound so wrong, YouTube, but I'm sorry. We're all adults now. Chapter 307 fact 307 is titled, Who Freed You? Who freed you? Was a question sometimes asked of unknown persons of African descent to determine whether the person had been a slave or free prior to the Civil War. If the answer had been freed by the Civil War, then he or she was viewed by free Negroes as socially inferior. Such ranking of people by their pre-Civil War status was common in the Black Victorian social class that emerged in the post-Civil War era. Charleston, South Carolina contained one of the wealthiest and most self-consciously free Negro communities. Many of the Charleston free Negroes were descendants of white masters, owners of considerable private property, and members of social class, such as the Brown Fellowship Society, which excluded all African Americans except those descended from mixed race unions. Such social conflict spilled over into the political realm, where free Negro and ex-slave representatives clashed in the South Carolina state legislature over bills to redistribute the property of landowners and protection for black laborers. That's some heat for y'all. What's that? That was fact number 3, right? Yeah, that's number 3. We got 2 more. And just like, it's 1,001 of these things. I don't know where we gonna start next. Fact number 242 is titled Free Soil Party. In August 1848 in Buffalo, New York, anti-slavery Democrats and Whigs came together to form the Free Soil Party, whose slogan was free soil, free speech, free labor, and free men. The party chose as their presidential candidate Martin Van Buren, who had become an anti-slavery figure mainly because of his opposition to the annexing of Texas. The Free Soil Party was not, however, an abolitionist party. It sought merely to keep slavery a state institution and restrain it from spreading into Western territories. That's what I be telling y'all. Well, I ain't tell y'all, but that's what people that know. The party's platform represented the minimum of slavery opposition, the desire to contain it rather than eliminate it, and lacked any expression of concern for African Americans' civil or political rights. The party mainly reflected the prevailing ideologies of the states in which emerged. Massachusetts Free Soilers were far more militant in their opposition to slavery than Illinois Free Soilers, who advocated internal colonizations and separations of free Negroes from whites. Ooh. Heat. Rereading this, dog. Heat. Putting me, getting my blood back boiling. Shit. I had to put this book down for like 2 weeks, dog. Because my mental couldn't take it. Low key, mental could not take it. But boy, we on our last fact for the night. So if y'all been enjoying this, subscribe. If y'all sat through this whole entire video, appreciate you. Subscribe. Drop a like. Because we gonna keep on doing this. I ain't gonna lie. I like this book. And I just wanna share it with y'all. So I hope y'all enjoy. Ooh. Last fact of the night. YouTube, I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna get banned. I'm probably going to get banned. Fact number 374 is titled Anti-Lynching Bill. In the early 1920s, the NAACP launched a campaign to enact an anti-lynching law. In 1921, Representatives C.C. Dyer of Missouri introduced an anti-lynching bill that passed the House by a vote of 230 to 119. Passage in the Senate, however, was much more difficult to attain. The NAACP sent the Senate a letter urging passage that was signed by 24 governors, 39 mayors, 20 college presidents, and other important officials. Full-page ads were also placed in leading newspapers such as the New York Times and the Atlanta Constitution. Southern senators, however, successfully filibustered the bill and it never came to a vote. That's it for tonight, dog. That because it's starting it's starting again. But YouTube, I hope y'all enjoyed this because I definitely did. I definitely did. So we gonna catch y'all again tomorrow because this is going up tonight with some shorts, brother. Love y'all. Good night.